You go around the country, you talk in great detail about what you proposed. What is the reaction you get?
People are thirsting for somebody not to give them BS and mush. And Erskine and I give them numbers. We just say, look, pull up a chair. We're here to talk to you about math. We don't have PowerPoint. We don't have charts. We'll just tell you where your country is.
They're the substance.
Because it's hard. You know, the problems are real. The solutions are painful. There's no easy way out. And I think the candidates are afraid to stand up and say, look, we've got to make some tough choices. We've got to have some shared sacrifice.
It's tough to watch the movement and the clobbering that politicians are taking from every one of these groups. If everybody would quit talking about the little guy and do something for the little guy, and the worst thing that'll happen to the little guy is going to do nothing, because inflation will kick in and interest rates go up and they're the guys that get hosed. If anybody thinks we're hollowing out the defense budget, the only thing being hollowed out is your brain, because we are now at about $750 billion in defense. And the top 15 countries on Earth, including Russia and China combined, are $540 billion. Where are we?
We take in $1.3 trillion in income tax, 1.1 from individuals, 200 billion from corporations. And people wonder, well, how can it be so relatively small? We're spending 3.6 trillion. And, you know, how can it be so low when our nominal rates are so high? It's because we have all these deductions and credits in the tax code that add up to 1.1 trillion. So we're only taking in 1.3 because we're giving away 1.1. What we said is wipe those out, you know, and then use 92% of that money to reduce income tax rates, and 8% of the money, or about $100 billion a year, to reduce the deficit. That's where we get to 1 trillion over 10 years. We think that's a better way to raise the revenue.
But you can't get there by taxing it, people. You can't get there by cutting spending. You can't get there unless you use a balanced approach. And if they don't, you know, the word compromise, it does not mean you're a wimp. You learn to compromise an issue without compromising yourself, and if you haven't learned that, you're not human. You've got to compromise in marriage. You've got to compromise when you're dealing with a car. Everything you do in life is a compromise, a negotiation. That's madness.